Hey, good morning, church. Good morning. Just wanted to bang out a quick midweek message for you this morning. Today is the 7th of July, and this morning I'm doing this a little sooner than I really intended to, but I've got to go. I've got to run to the center and pick up Permiso de Viaje that we've been working on for the boys. They're traveling to the States in a few weeks, and that thing took a little more effort than we thought it would be. I know it's supposed to be kind of straightforward, but it was a little harder. They said their computer said that Benjamin was outside of the country right now, but it turns out that he's not. He hardly leaves his room, so he's the last person to be out of the country. But got to go pick those up here in just a minute. Also, to say my good friend, he's like a brother from another mother. My friend Carl is coming tomorrow, and so I'm excited for that. If you're here on Sunday, you'll get to meet him. I think he'll be here for two Sundays, so hopefully you'll get to meet him. I'm excited. Our whole family's excited for him to get here, and I'm going to go pick him up at the airport tomorrow morning. Last time I went to the airport, it was a high traffic time, but I got stuck in a traffic jam right outside the airport for probably 30 minutes. And the entire time, people were honking. We didn't move at all, but they were honking. So if you know some trick or secret to get into the airport, please maybe send me a message or put it in the comments so that doesn't happen again. Also, a couple of things for this coming Sunday. This Sunday, Felipe, our worship leader, Felipe Zuniga, it's his last Sunday with us, and he's going to be moving up to the U.S. next week. And so make sure to give him a hug, thank him for his ministry in our church, wish him well. We're sad to see him go, but I think we're all excited that he can go and reunite with Gwen in the U.S. And so anyway, mixed feelings on that one, but I'm happy for him. Also, some people are starting to return from kind of the winter hibernation travels that many of our folks have been on. So I understand Samuel is back in the city, so hoping to see him this Sunday. Maybe some others beginning to get back. Exciting to kind of see some of our brothers and sisters that have been gone for a bit. Okay, this Sunday, I wanted to give just a very brief introduction. We finished up our Gospel, Godliness, and Community series. This Sunday, we're going to start a new preaching series, and it's on the Gospel of Mark, or the Gospel according to Mark. And I'm excited to get underway with this. I hope it'll be a blessing to you. Just a few things to think about this week as we come toward the beginning of that series. Mark is the shortest and the simplest of the stories about Jesus. Many biblical scholars believe that Mark was the first gospel account written, and in fact, they think that some of the other gospel accounts draw from some of Mark's material, but it's kind of written in a way like it feels kind of like it was hurriedly written. It kind of has that quick punch about it, just to grab your attention about Jesus. And the general overview of the whole book, the first 8 chapters are really about Jesus on the move. He's in action. It uses the word immediately. Immediately he did this. Immediately he did that. He's Jesus in power. He's Jesus working miracles. He's Jesus touching lepers. He's Jesus on the move. It's like the king has come. He's announcing the kingdom. People are drawn to him. Thousands want to follow him. They're ready for the revolution. His star is rising. The disciples are pumped up and ready. And then in chapter 9, Jesus turned the whole thing upside down. He begins to talk about his death. He begins to say things like, if you want to be my disciple, you've got to take up your cross and follow me. You must die with me to live with me. And so he kind of takes on this different trajectory where he's flipped everything upside down. And then kind of going through chapter 15, up from 9 to 15, we really get the lightning rod of the story. And that's the political leaders, particularly the religious leaders. They can't stand Jesus. They want to silence him, even to the point of death. And so, one by one, as the heat comes on, the followers peel away. The disciples begin to peel away. And then in 14 and 15, Mark's gospel really begins to zoom in on the meaning of the cross. There's a debt to be paid. And, in our relationship with God spiritually, there's a debt to be paid. And either we've got to pay it or Jesus is going to pay it. And he pays our debt through his deep love for us and his substitutionary atonement. of sacrifice on the cross for us. And we see in these chapters that God wants to transform our hearts. He wants to change us. And so he comes to be one of us, to take on our sin, to pay the penalty that we deserve to pay for our sin in order that we might become transformed people. Awesome story, a costly sacrifice. And then finally, the last chapter is chapter 16. It marks the shortest of the Gospels. Chapter 16 is the end of it. And the story there ends in resurrection, right? And as Paul says, if there's no resurrection from the dead, then we are still dead in our sin. And so we have the beautiful, wondrous, miraculous resurrection to end Mark's Gospel account. So that's a very, very brief, there you got Mark's Gospel, I don't know, what was that, like 2 minutes. Very brief overview of Mark. We'll begin to get into it in a little more detail this Sunday. Again, we'll be in the garden this Sunday outside at 11 a.m. and for our worship. And I just want to really strongly encourage you that if you have sunscreen, put it on your face before church. Put it on your neck before church. The sun is really strong. If you have a wide-brimmed hat, wear it for church. Bring it to church. If you have an umbrella, bring it for church. The sun is very strong. Megan and I have a few umbrellas that we put out and make available. If you forget yours, or if really thinking about if there's visitors that come and might need an umbrella to keep the sun off of them, let's try to keep those for that purpose. I suspect that all of you have an umbrella or a hat at home, so bring that and use it on Sunday, right? So it's kind of my mom's, Mom, bring your hat, wear your sunscreen to church. And then after church this Sunday, my family and a few other friends were leaving for Sahama and then the Salar. So wish us luck and pray that we're not too cold. I'm really thinking we're going to be too cold on this trip, but we'll see. All right. Love y'all. Keep the faith. God bless you. See you Sunday.